when we moved finally to the 5 steps of managing fear, and funny enough, the first fear that we were dealing with was her fear of the dark.
Mhm.
So she went through some trauma earlier on where there was a fire in her home and she was in
Oh,
her bed.
wow.
Yeah, she was in her bedroom. So she wasn't with her parents. So it was very frightening for her that this to be happening. And she wasn't with her parents. She was in her room on her own, sleeping. And it was dark. And so this is where it kind of all stemmed from. So when we went through this 5 steps of managing fear, and we talked about, like what was really bothering her and naming the fear. And the fear was her fear of the dark. And then we explored it a bit more. Okay, well, what about the dark frightens you? And, her feelings surrounding it, and how her only comfort was with her mom in her mom's room and sleeping with her mom. And that's what she had been doing since this time. And she wasn't comfortable getting up and
Yeah.
walking through the hallway or anything like that in the dark. And so we talked
Yes.
about the fear. We talked about what really frightened her. And then we went to step number 3, where we developed the plan. And when we talked about the plan and how step by step she was going to do this, okay, so she was going to grab her phone and maybe put the flashlight on and try and, maybe walk around a bit in the room, try at least to go in the beginning part of the hallway. And, so she starts to at least getting up and getting used to walking around. So we put the plan in place. And then we talked about visualization and how she could visualize her success. So I told her, use your imagination, think about the safest place that where you would feel so safe and so secure. And I want you to imagine that place and put that in your heart and know that you can always go back to that place where you feel so safe and so secure.
Yes.
And that you are safe in your body. You are taken care of, and the thoughts are only thoughts. So, and we have the power to change our thoughts. So, I wanted her to feel that empowerment. So then we went on to affirmations that she would use all the time, to help her to get there. And out of the blue, the one night, her dad said to her, "Can you go get me an ice pack?" Because he hurt himself or something. Well, she got up and she went down the hallway in the dark to the kitchen to get the ice pack. And she came back and she gave it to her dad. And she
Oh,
was just, what? Like, I just did this. This is huge. So, and that was taking action, the 5th step. So it was so empowering for her. It was just amazing. And then she told me about it in her next session, and she was so confident, and she just felt so good.